Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to talk about picking picks, my journey through picks, where I started and how I've gotten to where I am, and my general thoughts on picks. So I'm going to set this one aside and I'll come back to that. And I'm going to start with where I started in my pick purchasing endeavors. So this is the Dark Shift set by Sparrows. There's also, it comes with tension wrenches as well, but this is just focusing on the picks. I never really have used the rakes. I've used them a little bit, raked a couple of locks, but generally I like the pick, so I stick with the picks. This is the pick I use the most. It came to a point. And I'll say that's probably what really shaped my preference for picks, is where I started, the picks that I started with, and kind of where I found my preference. So I had a pointed pick. I had one that's kind of a gem-ish looking one, and then kind of a worn down diamond pick. When I first started, I was slipping off the pins with this pointed pick and I was hating it. I was kind of upset, but I could feel every pin. I could go down the stack of pins and I could just feel where everyone was. I got great feeling in the lock. I just wasn't experienced enough, I guess. So I had these other two picks. These two picks, I wouldn't slip off the pins, but it was harder for me to feel where I was at on the pins, where I was at in the lock, because they were a little bit wider. So I just kept going back to this pick. And that's kind of where everything went. Then I started getting more picks from Sparrows. I got deep reach, I got a deep hook, I got a lunatic, I had the SS Dev set, all for the monkey paw, just different picks for different reasons. And my lunatic is not here, it must be on the back table. So, I would, and I got plenty of tension wrenches. I could probably use a couple of different shapes as well. But, I've collected quite a few different hooks that I use. But the thing is, they always come back to more of a point when I get them. The ones that I gravitate towards, like the monkey paw, I don't have good feel with that one. I don't use it a whole lot. My preference is the pointed pick. And I could see where somebody started with something like some other brand that has like the dangerfields, where they have more wide shapes, and that's what you got used to, that you would continue to do that. And that's, you kind of develop from when you first start picking. You don't know what picture you're going to like or not going to like, and you get used to what you have, and then it just kind of builds from there, and your preferences kind of go off of that. My preferences have all stemmed off of this pick. And so when you get some other picks, your preferences might vary, plus your picking style, you might vary. A lot of different factors go into it. So that was it. That's where I started. And then I also got the SS Dev set from them, which are thinner picks. And I'll talk about pick thickness in a little while. I'm going to go to this pick set, this manufacturer, Peterson. I ordered some from Peterson. They sent them to me in a thin envelope, put inside of a padded flat rate envelope, and they came to me bent. I mean, literally bent up at a 30-degree angle. They're just curved up. All, 5 picks that were in there were bent. I contacted them. They told me, okay, take them to the post office. I took them to the post office. They kept them. 30 days later, I'm like, hey, you got my money. They've got my picks. What's going on? Oh, well, they contacted us. They said you could pick them up. They're not going to honor the claim. Great. I said, so what am I going to do with these bent picks? And they said, well, we'll let you send them back. So I got to send them back. And they were going to refund me for the picks, but they were not going to refund me for shipping. But since they were at the post office and it was a damaged shipment, the post office allowed me to do a return to sender. So after complaining and saying, hey, I got you free shipping back, you need to give me my shipping, they were going to charge me for their poor packaging. I will not use Peterson picks. I hate Peterson picks for that reason, because of their poor customer service. I've seen other people say, hey, I know they have poor customer service. I still like their picks. I'm going to use them. More power to you. I'm not that way. So I did get a couple of picks when I bought some off of Discord. They came in that roll. I had these, and I've kind of poked at them. One, I can't bring myself to like them, but the other thing is they're very rough. They're very sharp on these edges, and they're going to take a lot of filing and a lot of sanding to get them. Really, just filing and then some sanding and polishing. But I'm not going to use them. I don't want to give them away because I don't want somebody else to use them and then like them and then maybe start buying Peterson picks. I don't want to support them at all. I don't want, even somebody that likes the Peterson picks, sorry, they're in the trash. They're out of my collection. I've been holding on to them for this video and this video alone. All right, so the next set I have were these southwards. These are not the best sampling of southwards, probably. These are all thinner picks. These are thicker. This is tall, just looks like a clunky diamond that I just could not bring myself to use. I have used these two a little bit. You know, they're really high reach. They're good. They are a little bit rough, but the steel is, I wouldn't say it's shiny. It's probably the steel they use, and it came out shiny because the edges are rough, and it seems like such a waste to sand them and then bring them back to that shine again. Although I haven't brought any of mine really to a shine, but it just seems like a waste of time to do that kind of work to these edges when they're already shiny, and then you got to bring them back. But this is like a copy of a Lunatic, or maybe the Lunatic is a copy of this one. I don't know who had it first, but it's a thin, like a 0.015 thickness. Their metal bends. Like I was picking in the lock with this one, and it didn't take a whole lot of pressure on a lotto lock, and this started to kind of straighten out. So I just from that, the thinner ones, I didn't like the feel of the metal with it doing that. So I just never really used these a whole lot. I got them because I wanted to see what southward was about. They're a good entry-level pick. I don't know their pricing since I bought them secondhand, but they are what they are. They're good. You know, if I was going to buy entry-level picks, so again, not knowing the price, I would stick with Sparrows. I've had good luck with them, so that's kind of where I'm going to be leaning to. You know, it's all preference. That's my preference. Another set that I got was the set of Dangerfield Praxis. They're not all here. My son-in-law has some. I gave him some out of this set, especially some of the thinner ones. Just so he came down, he kind of liked it, so I put some picks into a pouch for him and sent him, and gave him some locks, and they went home. So yeah, I don't have the full set, but I do like them. These are, you know, they have some 0.015s, they have some 0.023s in here. These two are kind of rough, but I sanded a couple and tried them, and I liked them. They're a really good set. I would say they're comparable to a Peterson. The person I bought them from put some marine grade heat shrink tubing on the handles, and they do pretty well. I still preferred, I don't know why I'm putting that there and trying to squeeze it in, but I still preferred my my Sparrows set to these. But then there's a couple of reasons why. One, you know, if I like this set, getting individual Dangerfield picks is harder. Sparrows, they have individual picks. I can get what I need. I don't have to buy a full set and that sort of thing if I were to damage a pick. So I always gravitate back towards the Sparrows. But I would say these two, the southward sets, the Praxis set from Dangerfield, great sets. I wouldn't hesitate to purchase them. From there, I actually got a custom pick from mrpicker. So if you've watched any of my videos recently, you're probably tired of me saying, hey, go check out mrpicker and any of the other guys on Discord's custom pick channels. But can't say enough about this pick. It's really good metal. It holds up really well, and it's a 0.019 or a 0.5 millimeter thickness on the blade. These are a 0.025. Most of these are 2.3 or somewhere in that range. And then the other set that I had before that was my SS Dev set that I liked a lot from Sparrows in a .015. And Sparrows has a .02 thickness group of picks on their site, but I always thought, well, what's the point of going in between? It doesn't make any sense. Now I've been using this pick. I've used these SS Devs a lot less because this is going to hold up better. You know, I've started to straighten this one out. I have one lock that is very stubborn. It's an old Corbin, and I can't get any feel out of it. And I got a little bit too aggressive with this pick, and I understand that. But the the 0.5 millimeter, the .019s are a great size in between. It gives you a good deal of thickness, good thickness that still has some good rigidity, and it works on the 410s great. I can use them on the 1100s as well with no issues, and I don't feel any warding. Where we're using these on the 1100, it's going to slip off to the side, and it's going to start. These are going to start to kind of get wavy, especially toward the back. You know, when I'm all the way at the back and I'm prying, they just get kind of wavy, where this one, it's not as wavy and it holds up and it's a lot more sturdy. So I still like the SS Dev set, but yeah, this made me a believer of that mid-size range. From there, I bought some multi-picks from Digby Lock and Tool. Diggs is on the channel on LPU, so I like to support people that are in the community that I'm in. He got some multi-picks. It made it easy for me to get some multi-picks here in the US, and all he had at the time for standard picks was this set of 3, and they're in 0.4 millimeters, so they were the same as the SS Dev set. So I really like multi-pick. I like the weight of them, the sandwiched material. They have a really good feel to them. I like the picks a lot. Straight out of the box, I like these picks and enjoy using them. I like quality tools, and these are a quality tool. In the manufacturing that I had done in the past, quality tools make a huge difference on the outcome. Anything I've done, you know, being in RC helicopters, getting good precision screwdrivers and different things that I've always done, I appreciate quality tools. So that led me to my most recent purchase, and that is a set of multi-pick picks. The 6 hooks in 0.5 millimeter. This drove the decision to get the 0.5 millimeter. I have used this one on multiple locks already, and this particular hook, because of the point, like I've described earlier, I love this one. I will get to use these as well. Right now, I really love this one. I grabbed this and what is it? The 1 millimeter or the 1.2 millimeter tension wrench. I will say I do like. I bought some Sparrows, and I do like to do this to my tension wrench, where it has the wave to it, so that when I'm picking padlocks, it's more comfortable for me. But yeah, this set so far, multi-pick, I love the quality of the multi-pick, and I knew I would before I bought them, because I had also from Diggs had bought the dimple set pick, and these are they're quality tools, and I can't compare these to any of the other manufacturers of dimple flags because I haven't tried them. I went straight to multi-pick. I wanted that quality, and I just wanted to start there. So that's what I did. Yeah, so that's how I got to where I am with the multi-picks right now. So I'm using these, and I use some of the Sparrows that are in this case. This is just a set I started with. I still do drag this one out, but I've kind of gravitated more to this, add the Lunatic to this set, and this is probably what I'm going to be using going forward pretty strongly. And along with these, like I said, I was digging at a hard lock, and I've straightened them, but I have replaced these already, so I have them over there. I'm going to use these until I can't use them anymore before I break out the other ones, or something. I don't know. One of them is probably going to get turned into a side flag for the Primus and the Grant Plus. But anyway, thanks for your time. Thanks for tuning in. Check out all these great picking channels as well. What do I have over here? I have Locksport Viking, Sparrows, of course, Joe Picks. Great channel. Him and I have done some things together. Joe's a really good dude. Locksport Viking, good guy. Talk to him every once in a while here. Mr. Paradise, picking out there in Hawaii. I'm jealous. I wish I was still there. Dr. Hogmaster has some great picking videos, along with Artichoke 2000 and Samurai, Mr. Black Magic. There's a lot of great pickers out there to get some details on some high-end locks, and Dr. Hogmaster is one of them. He sent me some 3D printed stuff. That kind of sparked me into getting into 3D stuff, and then working with Joe kind of pushed over the edge. Mr. Lock Sportsman on Discord. I got my multi-lock from him. He's a great source for locks. Check him out. Check all these guys out on YouTube. Check them out on Discord and Reddit, and enjoy the picking. Hope this helps you kind of understand where I went with my process. You may start at a different point and your path may go a little bit different. Big thing is getting some picks, maybe a little bit different profiles, and seeing where you prefer, and that'll steer where you're going to go in the future. If you want quality, you can start with a multi-pick, but that's obviously going to be a big investment. So short of that, I'd say check Sparrows out. They're really good customer service, and they've got a good variety of picks. So that's all I got. Thanks, guys. Have a great rest of your day.